Ladies and gentlemen, that's the last time I will say ladies and gentlemen because I have decided to say Grüezi miteinander in my language here in Switzerland, in Lucerne. And let's start. Grüezi miteinander and welcome to the second part of my rhythmic language. Let's do a short repetition before we dive deep into the most difficult rhythmical patterns that we have. No, they are not difficult. They are very easy when you know how they are built and where they are coming from. Let's start. This quarter note is called ta. Remember, and ta is always the beat. Never forget that. Then we have divided the ta into ta-te. We have the beat, and here where the syllable te is always the and. Now let's have a look at the next pattern. We see here that we have a ta and a ta-te, and you see that the ta from the ta-te is tied together with this first quarter note. So we do not have to play a note here, or we don't have to say the consonant anymore. Instead of ta-ta-te, we only say ta-a-te, ta-a-te. And ta-ta-te or ta-a-te is very easy. And we often see this constellation here, a dotted quarter note and the eighth note. And there is our problem. When you see that, you don't know how long is this note. It's ta. But when you know where it comes from, we have the ta, these two tas that are tied together we have the ta here, our note, and this ta has become the dot, and the te is remaining. So ta, ta, te, or ta, a, te, ta, a, te. And these two patterns, ta, ta, te, ta, ta, te, ta, a, te, ta, a, te, they belong together. Never forget that. They are the same. We do not say, we only avoid one consonant, this one here. So let's practice this a little bit. You see we have ta, ta, te, ta, a, te. This ta, ta, te is very easy. This ta, 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 a, te is also very easy. It's the same. Let's start. 2, 3, 4. Ta, ta, te, ta, a, te, ta, ta, te, ta, a, te, ta, ta, te, ta, a, te, and so on. Very easy. But these two patterns, they belong together. When you see this in a score and you don't know how to count, remember that behind the scenes it's a ta, ta, te. Okay, let's go to the next one. The other way around, we have ta, te, ta, ta, te, ta. That's very easy. Ta, te, ta, ta, te, ta. Now we tie the te and this quarter note together, and we have ta, te, a. We simply do not say the t anymore, the consonant. Here is our and, here is the beat, here is the beat. And you see here in the end, it looks like that. We have our eighth note, and this eighth note and the quarter note has become a dotted quarter note. So we have here the beat, and the e is of course our and the te is of course our and the a is in reality a ta. That is our beat. We have 1 and 2. Ta, ta, te, ta, ta, te, ta, ta, te, a, ta, te, a. Let's practice this a little bit. We see we have ta, te, ta, te, a, ta, te, ta, te, a, ta, te, ta, te, a, ta, te, ta, te, a. Very easy. And also these two patterns, this pattern here and this pattern belongs together. Now let's go on. We have had our Taka teke. we divide the tate, the ta from the tate into taka, and the te from the tate into teke. So 4 16th notes. That here is our beat, and here is the end. Taka teke, taka teke, taka teke, taka teke. And now we see another pattern that is built from this taka teke. You see this here, and nobody knows how this works. But you are a profi now, professional. We have taka teke, and we tie the ga and the te together. So we have taka eke, taka eke, but it's taka teke, taka eke. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, but it looks very different. We have made from these 2 16th notes 1 8th note here. We have a 16th note here, 8th note, 16th note. Taka eke. When you see this pattern, and this is also very often, you immediately think of taka teke, because taka teke is very easy. We have taka teke, taka eke, taka teke, taka eke. Now let's practice this a little bit. You see the 2 patterns, and it's repeated. We have here beat number 1, beat number 2. Oh, that's what I forgot. Of course, always remember, the te is only the a. The te is the, and here the a is the e, not the a. I say a because it's taka teke, it's e. The a, the e is our and. Here is the beat, here is the and. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Taka teke, taka eke, taka teke, taka eke, taka teke, taka eke, taka teke, taka eke. Very simple, but these 2 patterns belong together. When you see this one, think of this one. Very easy. Let's go on. We have the ta teke, ta teke. That is a very simple pattern from the first part. Ta teke, ta teke, ta teke, ta teke. Now let's change it a little bit, and then the result is this dotted 8th note and the 16th note. And this pattern always makes difficulties, and nobody knows why. When you see this one, we have the ta and the te tied together. Here is the beat, here is the and. Ta teke, ta eke, ta teke, ta eke. And we write it in another way. We have the 8th note here, and this first 16th note here becomes the dot, because the dot is always half the value of the note that is, how do you say that, in front of the dot? You know what I mean. So, and then the second 16th note, the ge remains as a single note. So we have ta eke, ta eke, ta teke, ta teke. It's the same thing. Ta teke, ta eke. We simply do not speak this t. Let's practice that. We have ta 3, 4. Ta teke, ta eke, ta teke, ta eke, ta teke, ta eke, ta teke, ta eke. Very simple. And guess what comes now? We have taka te, taka te, taka te, taka te, taka te, taka te. And a short input. With all these patterns that we have here, we have the ta teke and the taka teke, or the taka te and so on, the tate. It's not taka teke. It's always one thing, like a word with 4 syllables. Taka te, taka te, taka te, taka te. Or Taka, take, taka, take, taka, take, taka, take. It's never single syllables here, not taka, take, taka, take, taka, take. That's really important. We try to make, although it's a rhythmic language, we try to make it some kind of musical. And when we speak, when we talk to each other, we do not talk like that all the time. Taka te, taka te, taka te. And now we tie the ga and the te together. What you see here is this pattern. We have a 16th note and a dotted 8th notes. That is not so often, not as often as this one. But when you know how to do that, it's very easy. We have Taka te, and if we tie them together, we have Taka e, Taka e, Taka e. It's the same. Taka te, Taka te, Taka e, Taka e. And here it looks different, but it's that one. Taka e, Taka e, Taka e. And here we have the beat, and here, where the e is, in reality it's a te, we have our and. And now, let's practice that. We have 3, 4. Taka te, taka e, taka te, taka e, taka te, taka e, taka te, taka e. And now, let's make our homework. We repeat what we have heard here, here and here. Let's start again with this one. You can make it 10 times in a row till you feel confident, and it's always a little bit different. Like playing the piano, when you repeat things, they are always different. You have different thoughts about. You can first think of your dog, and the second time you can think of your cat, and then your goldfish, and so on. We have 3, 4. Ta, te, ta, ta, te, ta, a, te, ta, ta, te, ta, a. Ta, ta, te, ta, a, te. Okay, next one. Ta, te, ta, te, a. 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 That's very simple. It's simple with this language. Taka teke, taka eke, taka teke, taka eke, taka teke, taka eke, taka teke, taka eke. Also, these patterns belong together. That's the most important thing in this rhythmic language. So we have, what do I have to have? Ta, teke, ta, teke. Okay. Ta, teke, ta, eke, ta, teke, ta, eke, ta. Take it, ta, eke, ta, take it, ta, eke. That's very simple. It's really very simple, and you will recognize this pattern in a piano piece, in a score all the time. And then when it becomes difficult, think of these basic patterns that we had in our first part, and then everything will be very clear and easy to do. And the last one is Taka te. Okay. Taka te, taka e. Taka te, taka e. Taka te, taka e. Taka te, taka e. And now you can do a test. When we see this one, if we have taka te, then the more difficult pattern is taka e. And it looks like that. So you can test yourself. You can, for instance, take let's make it that way. The Taka and then you immediately know what this pattern is. Tagaike. It's like Taka. Well, thanks very much for watching, and I hope to see you very soon.